Yeah.
There you go. And welcome to PS Comics I Love You, the official pop culture podcast hosted by yours truly, Kevin Pillow, the voice of reason. Somewhere down here when I do post edit is my
possibly. Yeah.
Is my social media at voice of reason 23. The man, I think it's the opposite. I have to point this way, I think. Or I don't know. Whatever.
Maybe.
He's over there when I'm recording. He is the Dark King, J.R. Kabakungin. And by the way, I just can't say your name. I have to go. It has to be said cool. It has to be like because
I still can't say it cool, man. I've been saying it the entire of my life, man. I don't know if you make Kabakungin cool, but whatever.
Dude, it just sounds like if anybody knows JR in real life, he's just a chill dude. Which is funny because if you look at him, he's freaking yoked. Like I'm like, dude, bro, cycle off. But no, it's all upper body days. Chest day, arm day, dude. Never leg day.
Mm-hmm. Leg days and rest days.
Oh man. Quarantine has, we were just talking about this off here. Oh my gosh, dude. Quarantine does crazy stuff to us geeks, nerds, and dweebs. Dude, podcasts are on the rise. Dude, freaking comic book buying is on the rise. Comic book selling is on the rise. And we'll get to in a minute is, dude, comic book related content is through the effing roof right now. I broke down. It might be one of the worst investments I ever made, but I broke down because it's only going to cost me $7.99 a month. I finally subscribed to DC Universe.
Really?
By far, by the way, my only complaint so far is the interface, the atmosphere, the whatever you want to call it, just the overall operation, the overall operation of the app is god awful, dude.
The UI basically.
The user interface is awful. But the fact that you can have everything under one roof. I know that HBO Max, they're kind of migrating some of the stuff to HBO Max, but I did watch some of the Harley Quinn animated series. It's really entertaining. It stars Haley Cuoco. You know her from 10 Rules About Dating My Teenage Daughter back in the late 90s, early 2000s. She's also Penny from The Big Bang Theory. So people go like, oh yeah, that girl. She plays the voice of Harley Quinn, and her and Poison Ivy in this show, it's hysterical. It is not safe for work. There's no nudity, but they do pepper in the language. So really entertaining. I do want to watch some of the. I want to watch Titans. I'm kind of like breaking it down.
I heard that was good. Yeah.
It was.
I heard that was good.
Yeah,
it's going to be its third season now, I think.
Yeah, and I think they're going to keep it around. It was adopted to. It is considered to be canon in the Arrowverse now, because it did appear. The characters from they appeared in Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yep. No, I really enjoyed that. And then by recommendation from a friend of mine who listens to watches our podcast rather. We call him Captain Mendoza. I don't know. JR may have met him once or twice at a movie screen. His name's Todd. We call him Coach as well. He recommended me a show on Amazon Prime called The Rise of the Superheroes. And it's a documentary on just where comics have come in the larger mediums of TV and movies and stuff like that. And they really tell the story all the way back to the early Batman and Superman shows from like the 40s and the 50s. They talk about Simon and Schuster. They talk about was it Bob Kane?
Bob Kane is
the creator of one of the co-creators of Batman. And they talk about the early serials of those two characters and how, as cheesy as they were, DC just really kind of hit it out of the park. They they were able to get the shows out there. And then, of course, you had the Batman 66. But
Yeah.
and then Marvel just never could get their feet underneath this. Everything was a bomb TV wise and movie wise for them.
Yeah.
But it was funny was all the way through, like we know Batman, Superman, they're comic book characters based on DC characters. Early or late 80s, early 90s, you saw more stuff. Yeah, we had the X-Men animated series. We had the Batman animated series. We knew they were Marvel. We knew they were DC. And then even with Image, when Image started selling some of their stuff in the early days, they started selling their IPs to studios. Still, you and I would know, oh, bro, that's Spawn. He's Image Comics. But everyone else would be like, oh, dude, that's a cool, like, sci-fi action thriller with this weird-looking, like, goblin dude with a cape. Like, no one knew who Spawn was. They were just like, dude, this looks badass. This is freaking metal. Because they never advertised it as, oh, from the creators of Image Comics. It's Spawn. You didn't know. And even, like I said, I think Batman 89, I think it still gives credit to DC Comics, but it's not like there wasn't the big flicker at the beginning where it says DC Studios or Marvel Studios or whatever. You really had to like pay attention. Now, with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with the DC Extended Universe, with the Arrowverse, it says right there, the opening thing is, you know, the little flicker of the sound of comic book pages turning. You know it's Marvel Studios. Yeah. You've got that big fanfare. You have the big animation of Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and you know it says DC Comics. You know this is a DC Comics property. Now they're like, bring it on. We want you to know this is Marvel. We want you to know this is DC. But back, dude, not even 15 years ago, comic books were the redheaded stepchild. And to get a halfway decent actor or actress to do it, I mean, yeah, you had Christopher Reeve play Superman. You had Michael Keaton, who was a big actor, play Batman. But you couldn't get an A-lister. But mind blown. You tell me about this new show. It's a movie or a show?
It's a movie.
It's a movie. Starring not once, but I believe 2-time Academy Award winner Charlize Theron. And we're not talking a Marvel property. We're not talking a DC property. This is what? Is this Image? Or is this even? It's Image.
It's Image Comics.
Yep. So we're talking Image Comics, who, by the way, they've done a thing or three the last 15 years. You know, a little thing called Walking Dead. But Charlize Theron is lead character in a big, kind of obscure, but a big comic in Image Comics. You were telling me about it.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's still in regards to Image Comics and their pantheon. It's still kind of obscure, but still, they're like, go ahead, continue. But
still, okay, even bigger. Nowadays, all you got to go like, oh, it's Image Comics. Did you say comics? Studios are like, we're on board. Because now that trigger word, which was like, oh, God, no, stay away from comics 15, 20, 30 years ago. Now you say the word comics, it's trigger. And it's like, oh, dude, we want it. So I unfortunately did not get a chance to watch it last night. I was dealing with a mess. I was dealing with a mess, which we will show on camera here shortly. But you said you did watch it or no? Or
oh yeah, I watched it. Hell yeah, I watched it.
I think it's on my queue on Netflix. But tell us a little bit about this new movie that debuted last night on Netflix.
So again, guys, thank you for that awesome segue to Kevin. Again, this is PS Comics I Love You, episode 7. I think we forgot to add that part, but then I'm just add it for you. Thank you so much for that segue there, Kevin. So it's this comic is called The Old Guard. Actually, I think I'm clipping. I don't know if I'm clipping or not. I don't know if I'm clipping or not for about
audio. Sounds good to me, bro.
Good. All right, cool. I'm just stay right here by my mic then. So it's called it's an indie comic from Image Comics. It released about 2 years ago now, called The Old Guard. And so it's featuring Charlize Theron. And if y'all don't know her, what kind of rock have you been living under?
Seriously.
Yeah, she's been in so many action movies in the last like 4 years now, right? Well, one of the biggest ones, of course, in that is her playing Furiosa in Mad Max, right? Fury Road.
Oh, I
And
forgot.
so
That's right. She was in that.
she's Furiosa. Like it's crazy. And the Old Guards tell the story of four immortals. I use that term very loosely, but then they're four immortals that have been basically living for at least like over like a couple hundred centuries now, and they are in the modern day. And I don't know, I can't spoil too much, man. If you're gonna watch it, man, it's for me, it is well adapted from the origin source, because the comic is created by a guy named Greg Rucka. And if you don't know who Greg Rucka is, man, he's actually a pretty big name in the game as well. He did a screen adaptation to it, and so I'm like, all right, cool. So that means everything done in the movie is technically what's what I'm looking for is canonized, is canon.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So because he's the original writer, right? And so everything in there is should be legit. And let me tell you, dude, especially in this time for I've read the comic, right? And the comic is very stylized, it's very different, it's very, very gory. It's definitely not safe for work. Definitely not. Don't watch it around kids, because just the amount of gore in the comics is similar to that of in the in the movie. And let me tell you right now, dude, they done it well. I'm glad that this movie is made in this turn time, because of Keanu Reeves and John Wick series. So they're
Yeah.
using very much John Wick, like gung fu / close quarter combat type of CQC, and that wasn't done in the comic books, right? It was just very much guns blazing type of stuff, right? Even though her character is supposed to be like, centuries upon centuries old, crazy, like, Valkyrie-esque or Amazon-esque like warrior. She's very much that in the film. And let me tell you, dude, as a fan of the current like John Wick era fight style, I loved it. Absolutely loved it, dude. There was parts of the book that were definitely that was definitely accentuated in the movie, and is very, very faithful to the movie.
Well,
There was a lot of stuff that was, yeah, there was a lot of stuff that was put into it, because they gotta make it look better for screen.
they got
But
Hollywood
overall,
up.
man,
Yeah.
yeah, which is cool. Because there was a lot of lull beats in the comics, and so I understand why they had adapted differently via get silver screen esque
Right.
Netflix. But overall, man, I liked it. I loved it.
Well, here we
Showed
go.
up.
I'll play a little clips of it. I'm going to have the audio off again, just to state for the record, we don't own the rights to this, but this is if I'm not mistaken, this is a Netflix original too.
Yep.
So this is a
Yep.
big step too for Netflix as well. Not only are you
Yep.
taking a relatively obscure comic book character or
Yeah.
comic book property from
Yeah.
Image, who has they're in the top 3.
Yeah.
But like you said, this is not Spawn.
No.
This is not The Walking Dead. This is not
No.
what's it called? What's that the spy show from Britain? Everyone keeps telling me I got to watch the Golden Circle.
Oh yeah. No, not Golden Circle. It's Kingsman.
Kingsman. I still have not
Kingsman.
seen. I've still not seen those movies. They look fantastic, though.
Yeah, the first two are fine. They're fine. It's just that like it's a decent one. But overall, like the Old Guard movie, man, the way how it plays out, the way that Charlize Theron looks super freaking strong in the movie is really well done, really well crafted.
And if you're saying that, because I'm looking at her and it just looks, whatever character this is, it was designed for her, because when done right, Charlize Theron, who is a beautiful woman but a talented actress, and when she needs to be badass, the girl can be excuse me, the woman can be badass. I mean, she is. I have been a fan of hers since The Devil's Advocate, with the aforementioned
with Keanu
Reeves, with Al Pacino. Severely underrated movie. Definitely highly recommend that movie. But the IMDb tagline has this one. It says a covert team of immortal mercenaries are suddenly exposed and must now fight to keep their identity a secret, just as an unexpected new member is discovered. If that does not get you by the cojones, dude, I don't know what you can. That I'm watching tonight.
It's I will say, like, people are gonna call it woke-ish, well, but like it's not really that. It's more so like because I follow the main character is Addie, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And she has been living forever, ever. Like she they kind of like tone her down within the movie, because she was a lot more hyper sexualized and hyper like volatile in the comics. While in the movie, she's very much more well guarded. She's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
much more like well reserved, and as well as like more tactical, which is cool because this is that type of era of like combat where it's very John Wick style. It's very close quarters. There's a certain line in the movie, right, where one of the immortals says that that makes a quote about Addie saying that she's forgotten more moves about killing that most armies will never learn in their lives.
That sounds like a
I
John Wick
love
line.
that. Yeah, she's forgotten more moves about killing people. And
I
like
will
than the
say that
entire
having watched that right now, I think it's only a matter of time before Sia Oum sells her property, if she hasn't already, because it reminds me a lot of Lola.
yeah.
And by the way, if you have not picked up that book, I highly recommend it, which I know we'll get to a little bit later. But dude, that has to be sold right there.
Yeah, it's also kind of just segue just a little bit. It's a little bit of a tangent. I think this is also a good portion where, if you continue to see a lot of Netflix, right? Netflix is gonna get more of Image Comics type of stuff.
Yeah,
So
now
I'm
that
all
their
for
deal with
that.
Marvel is over.
Yeah, Marvel is gonna go to Marvel. DC is gonna go to DC, and so you have these these titles somewhere in between. Like what else that just came out season 2? They put out a trailer for Netflix. It was another comic one. Shoot, I
Oh
forgot
my
the name.
gosh, I can't remember now.
Yeah, it's the second season. It is, I think, Tomorrow Children or something. Let me just check it real quick.
Oh,
Yeah,
Umbrella Academy. The
Umbrella
Academy.
Academy. Yeah,
Which
so
we
I
thought
think
was dead in the water. We thought that after season 1, there was something
yeah,
happened and everyone was like, dude, this was badass. And all of a sudden, like, something happened with the rights and whatever. And everyone's like, fuck, like, really? Another good show?
yeah.
But no, Umbrella Academy, that's what you were talking about. Just got
Season 2.
the trailer, not even renewed. It's ready to go.
Yeah. So I'm hoping like Netflix can be that kind of like middleman to have like these shows. Like for me, I absolutely loved we call oh my gosh, I'm forgetting names on the one from Sci-Fi where it was a teenage class. And oh my gosh, dude,
No, that's what it was. Umbrella. That's right. Umbrella Academy was on Sci-Fi.
No.
That's what happened. They dropped it.
No. It wasn't. It was a Deadly Class.
Deadly. No,
Deadly Class.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm sorry.
Deadly
I
Class.
apologize. That's the one I was thinking of. Umbrella Academy. I think it came out and everyone loved it, and they didn't know. Crap. Like, shoot, do we do another season? That's what it was. Deadly Class was met with critical and fan love, and Sci-Fi dropped it. But I've heard that they may pick that back. Like someone may pick that up.
Here's hoping, because like also what kind of irritates me, I'm watching right now on Amazon Prime the Expanse, and Sci-Fi had that one too. It had that series as well, and to me, that just full on geeked the hell out of me. Like it was the most realistic approach to like possibly space exploration we might have. And so when I was watching the Expanse, it was the exact same thing. Okay, tangent over. I'm hoping most of the stuff goes to Netflix where they can do it properly.
I'm right there because Netflix has shown that they can do this genre, they can do this industry right.
Yeah.
I'm super bummed that they won't. I mean, never say never, but I'm really bummed that they won't tie the Marvel Cinematic Universe movie universe directly into the Netflix universe. Because say what you want about Iron Fist, I thought Iron Fist wasn't horrible. It wasn't the best. I mean, the worst show that Marvel did was still the Inhumans. But they nailed Matt Murdock. Charlie Cox played an amazing Matt Murdock and Daredevil. I enjoyed all the costumes. Forget what you I don't care what you say. Kristen Ritter was Jessica Jones. I've read the books. Everyone's like, you didn't read the books. I'm like, I'll say it, bullshit. Because I told you, if you watched last week's episode, I told you that the only good thing that Brian Michael Bendis ever did was Alias.
Was Alias,
No, he did. I know he did Miles Morales Spider-Man. He did Ultimate Spider-Man.
wasn't that good at it,
but freaking Luke Cage. What's his name? Michael. I can't think of his name now. Not Michael Rooter. Yeah. Anyways, the dude that played Luke Cage, freaking again nailed it. And dude, John Bernthal as the Punisher, as Frank Castle. No one else should play Frank Castle. If you're going to bring Frank Castle back in the MCU, it better be John Bernthal. He has said he wants to do it. But right there, I mean, Netflix, I know that was in cahoots with Marvel Entertainment and ABC Studios, but Netflix said, hey, we're still producing it, and it's still going to be on our platform. But they've shown that they know how to handle that genre. Go ahead.
Quick side note, I was just, because that irritated me about John Bernthal possibly not being Punisher anymore. 7 hours ago, Marvel reportedly rebooting the Punisher with John.
If you have not seen it, it's worth the buy. If you can't get it on Netflix, go freaking find it. Season 2 wasn't as good, but season 1, my God, was so good. Because they blow. Sorry, I'm gonna curse a couple times on this episode. They blow some shit up in season 1. But the story was good. The character development was so good. Sorry, I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole in this one.
Okay.
Because it ties into season 2 of Daredevil, which was excellent. They introduced Frank Castle perfectly. They did a good job, and then they came in and they introduced. Oh my gosh, this code name is.
Jigsaw.
No, not Jigsaw. No. The guy that worked in the CIA. That had to. Sorry, I can't spoil anything.
Orange.
No, what was his name? It's like Digital or no.
Oh yeah.
Cyber or Impeg.
Yeah.
Impeg.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of freaking names. It'll come to me. But it's his buddy that has the curly hair and just such a good character piece. And it's funny was what Netflix Micro. What Netflix did with the Marvel universe on their platform is what AMC, what Robert Kirkman, what the creators of The Walking Dead have done on the TV show at making you care about every single character, good or bad. And even if they're a protagonist like Frank Castle is, Frank Castle's an anti-hero. He's like Venom. Venom has gone back and forth. As they say, he's had more turns than NASCAR. But Frank Castle, I mean, he's a murderous vigilante, but he goes after the bad guy. They make you care. They make you care about these characters. And again, if you haven't watched, why you haven't yet, but if you haven't watched the Netflix Marvel shows, get them before you can. Buy them. If there are 2 shows that I say are worth the buy, I'd probably be Daredevil and the Punisher, but Jessica Jones is so good.
Jones good too. I'll give you that one.
Yeah,
Jessica Jones is really good.
I really like, just on that trailer, I think I'm going to be watching that tonight. That looks like a good watch. And
on the topic of like smaller indie news as well too, that just to get back on comic side. There's actually some pretty good comics coming out. You're going to be releasing soon. That brought my attention, on the topic of like sci-fi type of stuff, right? So Boom Studios is actually coming out with a new comic called "We Will Only Find Them When They're Dead," and this caught my attention maybe a week or so, where it's written by gonna be by Al Ewing, and for those who don't know, he did Immortal Hulk, right? He's gonna do Immortal She-Hulk soon. He's currently doing Guardians of the Galaxy, and he also did the Royals run, the Inhumans Royals run, I think a year ago or maybe a year and a half ago. And it's drawn by Simone DeMeo. If you don't know who she is, if you have watched or read any of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, that's her art. That's all her. And there's Simone. Yeah, Simone. And that's all that. And so already, that looks crazy, man. I seen the synopsis of it. It's basically humans have evolved to the point where they rely on the dead space, like these dead space gods like carcasses, and harvesting them to basically stay alive. And that was just tripping me. Like, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, here you go, right here.
There you go.
Demio. So one of the covers, by the way, great read.
Yeah. So there's small stuff too as well. If you also haven't read that Texas Blood from Image Comics, second print already. And to me, that the art actually reminds me very much of another Image comic called Kill or Be Killed, which again I hope will be picked up by Netflix soon, because that one looks crazy too. But Texas Blood, very reminiscent of, like, if to me it feels like if Donny Cates was gonna just write a Texas thriller movie that was just about Texas thriller movies and not like crazy alien, hordes of like Cthulhu-esque monsters and stuff like that. So because it very much felt like Donny Cates to me, with the writing, but then overall it looks really good. Negan Lives too, to second print, man.
Yeah, that was good. That was a given. That was gonna happen.
Gosh, it went back to second print fast, dude. Really fast.
I had a feeling that was going to, but just by the time Negan Lives, I believe had a very low print run, similar to. Was it? Well, wasn't it? Was just it just flew like that.
I think they printed out like 150K.
Jeez. Okay, that's not a low print run.
Or maybe even more, because it was around the same print run because Kirkman is also doing another comic, right? To segue into my other point, with the guy named Chris Samney, called Firepower, and that because they printed 150 promotional items for that one too, and that sold out like crazy as well. And so that's another book. That's another book I'm coming on to.
Yeah, people are starting to realize like when you have a guy like Robert Kirkman, you might just, even if they don't know anything about the book, just grab it just in case it ends up being a hit, like because the guy did Walking Dead.
Yeah. On that note, Oblivion song, everybody get that up too. That one's also made from Kirkman, done like 2-3 years ago. Man, that is hot right now. They had the 25th issue out, I think last week or so, or no, this week. And dude, some of the prints for that one looks amazing. But he did that book too. Yep.
And by the way, can we just talk about the fact that I rewatched the Sci-Fi Wire documentary on the Image Boys. Robert Kirkman basically he fanboyed his way into a job at Image Comics.
You're damn right he did.
He was at C2. He was at C2E2.
Yeah.
He's outside the Rosemont Convention Center in Chicago, and he sees I can't think of his name now. I think it's Larson. One of the
I thought it was the Filipino one.
No, he was already long gone from Image by this point. Anyway, so he sees. By the way, first off, Robert Kirkman grows up in Kentucky, and he says, "I bought my comics at the gas station, at a Walmart, and whatever." First time he went into a comic book store, the first thing he sees is a big old standee of Youngbloods, which was one of the key issues from Image. He goes, "Who is this? This isn't Superman. This isn't Batman. This isn't Wolverine. This isn't the Fantastic Four." And he goes, "Oh, dude, this is Youngblood from Image Comics." He goes, "What's Image Comics?" And he goes, "Dude, it's just, Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, McFarlane, they all went and created this own company." And he goes, "Dude, this sounds awesome." And he goes, "Okay." And the owner goes, "Do you want to start a pull list?" He goes, "What's a pull list?" And he explains to him. He goes, "I want everything that's Image." So he fast forward. He goes to C2E2. He runs into one of the co-founders of Image Comics. He goes, "Hey, look, you waiting for a taxi?" He's like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "I'm going to the airport." He's like, "You looking for a taxi?" He goes, "Yeah, I think I'll take a taxi." He goes, "Bro, I drove. You want to ride?" Okay. Pitches him an idea. Pitches one of the co-founders of Image Comics in his car. And by the way, had no idea where O'Hare Airport was. He just said, "Look, there's airplanes," and went that way. And so
this is before GPS.
Yep. And he goes, they exchange information, and sooner than later, he comes down. He started working on a couple of books, kind of like how guys like Michael Turner, Danny Meeke got their starts, working in these different little encampments. And the documentary is worth the watch. I won't get too much. We're going to save this for an Image story. But Kirkman works his way up from being a fanboy to becoming a non-founder partner in Image Comics, based on his performance with The Walking Dead. By the way, again, we'll talk about this later, based on a lie that he told the publisher of Image Comics at the time to get The Walking Dead made. So, yes, Kirkman's worth.
Yeah, it was because no, that one I remember that particular story, and I have this all like, oh, what's the pull list, right, on my Instagram, and so yeah, that was hilarious thing. Like, yeah, for those who don't know, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get into this some other podcasts.
Yeah, we're planning on an Image Comics show.
Yeah, well, when he pitched Walking Dead, he's like, yeah, it's a zombie book, right, and it's gonna be this, right. It was during the time like, oh, I was like, zombie again, man.
Zombies don't sell.
Zombies don't sell, right? And so freaking Robert Kirkman, being Kirkman, was like, oh wait, but somewhere down the line, it's actually aliens. And the guy's like, oh, okay, that sounds more interesting, right? And so like literally every freaking like issue, like, oh, where's the aliens? Where's the big reveal? Where's the big reveal? And like I think it was issue like 5 or like
he had only had 5 or 10. He only had 5 issues, 5-issue run promised.
Yeah. And then like around like 5 or 6, right? Like, where's the aliens? Like, oh, sorry, it's no aliens. It's
there's no aliens.
Just gonna be a zombie. It's be a zombie thing. But like, was it the first issue just knocked out of the park? And then like,
it was. At, like, issue 3 or what 4. Happened was, they said that, and again, go watch the documentary. And I don't want to spoil anything that we're gonna talk about in our image show. But basically, in a nutshell, all comics books number 1s are going to be up here. That's why Marvel says, oh, let's just do another number 1. It doesn't. Okay, enough. But number 2s fall off, and then very comic book stores take the temperature of the book, see the average sales of the 2 issues, and then decide, okay, usually they just kind of run flat. What happened here's the thing. The golden ticket of comic books right now is Walking Dead number 1.
Johnny Cates.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying a key book is really and truly, modern age books don't have a lot of value, because there's a high print run. X-Men number 1, Jim Lee's X-Men number 1, 10 million copies. People bought them left and right because it's a number 1, and they're going to hold value.
You're talking about nickel modern. Okay.
Yeah.
Different.
Okay. 1992 to present.
Gotcha.
So you have Jim Lee's X-Men number 1, still the all-time record, 10 million copies.
Yep.
You have Rob Liefeld's X-Factor X-Force or X-Factor? X-Force number 1 sells 5 million copies. What's his name? McFarlane's first name? I just completely drew a blank. Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man number 1 sells like 2 million copies. So there, you have you're knocking on the door of 15 million books sold between those 3 quote number 1s, and people are going like, dude, there's my stock portfolio. There's cha-ching. Nothing. What really has held its value has been Walking Dead number 1. Reason being, obviously the TV show. But number 2,
low print.
Dude, it was like what, less than 20,000 print or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
But they've had multiple printings.
Yep.
But what people don't realize too is that issues to grab, not because they're key issues because they introduce characters or anything, but issues to have for those of you wanting to collect. Grab, if you can get Walking Dead number 2 and Walking Dead number 3, those are the books to have, because Walking Dead number 2, the print run was actually even lower. Walking Dead number 3, it came up a little bit, but still Image was basing it on the reports they had that it was still kind of a flat. People were like you said, they didn't know that zombies were going to sell. But yeah, I always tell collectors, dude, if you can grab an Image, if you can grab a Walking Dead number 1, dude, grab it. But nice. 2 and 3, 2 and 3, you can kind of fly under the radar and get them for cheap because no one's thinking about it. And over a period of time, those 2 are going to climb because less and less are going to be in the wild. People are going to hold on to Walking Dead number 1, but most people are going to go like 2 and 3. Who gives a rat's ass? But yeah, you can get a 2 and 3 because, like I said, that was based on that information I got. Was like he was talking about the guy from Image was saying that the numbers drop off.
Yeah, they do.
Sorry.
No. It's definitely a good point to make, because like that's the value of the market now nowadays, even though with the resurgence of like Marvel trying to be its 90s counterparts again, right?
Yeah.
Where we're like I got like 2 or 3 points. I'm trying to keep it down to maybe just 2. Where print runs will definitely tell you, print runs and I guess accolades will definitely tell you if holding on to that issue is gonna be worth it in the end, right?
Yeah.
I think of the Saga series, right? Saga 1. I'm like, it's still worth a CGC is like still worth like $500, right? I think that's around the same time. Same time frame where Walking Dead had it too, right? Like issue 1 was like maybe $400 or $500 before the series came out, before the before the live action series came out, and then it just jumped up to like $1,000 the second that first season came out. And so when Saga does the same thing, eventually, hopefully, that's gonna be $1,000 book as well.
Who got the rights? I know someone has the rights to Saga. Who has it? Do you know?
Nobody, because Rick Remender doesn't want to sell it to anybody. He
wants it to be I thought they had sold it.
No, Rick, he doesn't want to be a live action. If it was ever gonna be a live action, man, Rick has to okay it, and then not only that, but like he has to like he wants it to be like a we call it like a play, something like.
Interesting.
It's gonna be interesting. Like that's the only way he'll ever okay it. Well, that's what he said before. I don't know about now because I'm pretty sure they've just flinging him money at him.
Oh yeah,
but who knows? Yeah, and so that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be interesting. And my second point is that when you say about like issues 2, 3, right? Yeah, there's definitely a drop off point in every comic, right? You have your big reveals of issue 1, and then issue 2 will actually tell you, okay, is this sustainable? And what Marvel has done now specifically is that they've gone with the variant game. They've gotten like really high and prominent variant artists to be in those issues 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get your numbers up. Like what's called Ghost Spider issue 1. It had the pivotal Lee Hyung variant out for Ghost Spider 1. It's like 1 out of 100, and that's like $1,000 now. And so they thought the job for 2 was going to be horrible, and it was. But then in Ghost Spider issue 2, there was a Peach Momoko variant. A very high variant that I freaking wanted, and I'm still searching for now. That was 1 for 25. That by itself, because it was a low print run now, I think they sold less than 10K copies total, right? I think it's going for like $600, $700 now for 125. And so what Marvel is doing now is that in order for them to sustain that, they're having these high marquee Peach Momoko artists, right? Be a high 1 out of 100 or 1 out of 25 variant release on issue 6, 7, and 8. So you have even out numbers per se that you can have with Diamond. So if you've heard our podcast before, I've made it known that that Diamond or that Marvel, they give their numbers of what they sell to Diamond, not what Diamond sells to your combo shops. Yeah. And so it's easier to track those numbers. You can't track, individual sales from comic book shops onto the hands of consumers, right? So that's how Marvel is going to continue to have that sustainability, because they're going to have like Peach Momoko, they're going to have Del Otto, they're going to have, Jim Lee. No, Jim Lee. He's never going to do a Marvel thing again. Probably not. But you're going to have like Campbell and all those guys, right? Yeah. They're going to be on issue 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then they're going to have those people that are going to have, they're going to want that 1 out of 100 variant. So, but yeah, that's my little tangent.
I wonder why, too. I mean, I know a lot of it stems to what happened in the 90s with him going to Image and stuff like that. But actually I thought Jim Lee went back. Didn't he go back to Marvel for a short period or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
He did. He after
it was like 2 or 3 years at Image.
Some of that he went back to like DC or Marvel because he sold his Wildcats.
He sold Wildcats to DC.
He sold Wildcats to DC, but like he went back to Marvel for a little bit to continue. I think the X-Men run or something like that. Yeah. And then he's been flip-flopping back and forth for like the entirety of his career since then. He hasn't been on an Image. I don't think he's been on Image for a very, very long time though.
No.
So there's that.
Yeah, I know that a lot of it has to do with he's the publisher at DC now. That he probably will never go back to Marvel, which is a bummer. Yeah. I love his work, and because he's one of the few artists left that do both interior and exterior work A lot of the guys from Jim Lee, from the Jim Lee echelon of artists, like a J. Scott Campbell and Art Germ, all they do is exterior work. They don't do interior work, and it's kind of unfortunate. I would love to see if he's capable of doing it. I would love to see an Art Germ book from cover to cover.
Oh, Art! I think he did one time before, but like I think the last note of when Jim did a interiors for one, I think it was like during the second year of Rebirth. He did like something Man, the Immortal Man or something like that.
Yeah.
It was a series, like he only did like 3 or 4 issues because of like how busy he was. The man was super busy during that time because Rebirth was just taking off. And so that was just crazy. Side note for me, I know this is kind of like weird tangent. I do need like one of those like boom arm sticks. I just put it right there in my face.
I'm thinking about getting one. I'm watching you, bro.
Like that.
But I keep looking around, and I think as we get closer to the end of the show, when we do our pull list or mail call, which I don't think I do have one pull list from this week, but I'll show you the mess that I have created in my house. JR got a sneak preview. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Just quick thing real quick. I'll just run through the last couple of topics we have on hand before we do our big reveals for like our messes and crap. Like, yeah,
I think you literally have the biggest reveal.
Oh my gosh!
If you're willing to show that,
I don't know if I can. Like, if you show, I sent you the picture.
I'll see if I can pull it up on my phone when I show my reveal.
Yeah, but for just a quick note, I know for you is a good one coming out. A Champions run gonna come out soon.
Champions.
Marvel Champions. Like, granted, like I think the first Champions run was interesting to me. I think they're still gonna have majority of the old cast. They're still gonna have like still have Kamala. They'll still have Miles, of course. You gotta have those two. They're gonna have have Nova. You're gonna have Nova. I'm hoping Amadeus comes back, and I'm hoping Viv comes back as well. But it looks like they're really trying to gear it towards. They're still trying to get that young crowd. Right?
And they need to. And one of the things I liked about Champion was I'm not a big fan, and I know this is gonna be a trigger, but I use this as I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not trying to be controversial. Because I understand causes. We've talked about it on this show since day one. The problem that I have with Champions at time is that they come across as the virtue, what do they call it? A virtue signal, social justice warriors crew. There, you have to have. And again, this was the early Champions. You had to have
2017,
You had to have the token black guy, Miles Morales. You had to have the token Middle Eastern, Kamala Khan. You had to have the token characters just to say you're diverse. They didn't let it naturally happen. You had the token Asian with Amadeus. You had Viv, the token android. But
I don't think that's a token android. We'll go with it. We'll go with it.
But I know she's a synthesoid. But it felt at times very forced. It has naturally kind of let its course come through. There was an issue that I was really not looking forward to because I thought it was going to be a shoehorn issue. Was they dealt with a school shooting. And they dealt with a school shooting, and it happened at Miles's school, which you would think, okay, Miles goes to, and they dealt with it from a different angle of he didn't get up on a soapbox and get angry. He didn't shout from social media and protest. He showed the human, not to say that all those above things aren't human, but he dealt with the emotional side and like, whoa, like my friends are hurting, my family's hurting, I'm hurting. What can we do? Like, he dealt with it rather than get angry, get upset, go burn stuff, and whatever. He was like, he let his emotions. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I'll have to find the book. I'll post it on social media, and I'll definitely recommend it. But at that point, they went from being the force feeding us social justice warrior to telling stories again.
Okay.
And
I hope it continues to be that way. Like,
I
do know that
I really like the Champions.
Yeah, the Champions run was. I remember. I think I had the first couple issues of the first run, and it was very campy, but at the same time, it was 2017, so it was start of it was kind of the semi-start of the Me Too movement, and so it was the Pollard run of having the SJW run, very much social justice rise and all those, and having a lot of social issues being pushed upon and being pushed forward onto the spotlight, and so I understand that, I get that, but at the same time, I would have loved it for the older Avengers crew to take those issues, even though they have been before with X-Men and and currently and I think at the time too, Avengers versus X-Men, I think happened around the same time. But I understand why they do it with the younger crowd, right? Younger crowd, you got to get these people in. You got to show more of diversity, a diverse look, because you do have the token black character Miles. You do have the token brown character in Kamala Khan, or the token Middle Eastern character. And I don't know what Nova is. I know Nova is
he's your New Yorker. I don't know if he's he alien?
He's alien. Yeah, he's okay. I think he was originally from I think what was that one Guardians, where those people call him Guardians of the Galaxy 1?
The Nova Prime?
No, but where they're from.
God dang it.
Yeah, but that, right? Yeah, there. Yeah, but yeah, it's it was interesting, but it's being created by Eve Ewing. I think no relation to Al Ewing. And she did a couple of runs too. She did Ironheart, Riri Williams Ironheart.
Good. I enjoyed that run. I enjoyed Riri.
And Riri's actually gonna be in champion, so that's positive. That's good.
Yeah.
She's gonna have that team there. And so I'm hoping for the best, man. It looks really good. The artist is let me see it. I literally put the name, but I forgot.
They've always drawn that book really
Simone
well.
DeMille. Yeah. It is, the artist is again Simone DeMille. So she's really getting a lot of good burn now. So I'm just hoping that just takes off. But yeah, always hoping the new Champions run is really good. A new one, and we have your usual yearly big combo crossover runs from Marvel. The one being Marvel Empire crossover, and this whole crazy thing of the Kree and the Skrulls come together as an alliance, and our real enemy was actually Earth. We'll go destroy them instead. And then but the crazy thing about that, I saw about that, it was that Captain Marvel is basically becoming the villain that we all knew she was going to be. Or she's the new accuser. She's the new prime accuser.
Okay.
Right? Because of her Kree heritage per se. And so she has a new crew under her. It's going to be War Machine, Hazmat, and Spider-Man. They are part of her accuser squad. So I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, cool. And we're going to have, Captain Marvel, who from the runs of her current run to Empire are going to see who she really is. And she still can be redeemed per se. But okay, cool. This is who we thought she was going to be. This was her story arc from Civil War II onward, or when she became Captain Marvel onward, right?
Yeah.
She isn't necessarily this not just this strong, independent woman, but more so she's militaristic as hell, dude. She was gonna jail innocent people, and so we see this in her being the new accuser, possibly gonna destroy Earth heroes. So I'm like, cool. This is a good arc. This is a good heel turn. This is hopefully should be more fleshed out as a character per se, right? Rather than just being her being your typical male gruff, character. Avatar, the same. She's pinnacle by pinnacle of this, that average male white hero in every action movie that has a military background. But with Captain Marvel, it's with her, and I didn't like that. And so here's hoping they can flesh her out way more now, even though they did do Life Captain Marvel, and they did do the first couple runs of the last 4 reboots of her stuff. And so here's hoping that's coming out. And then another one that I am personally gonna enjoy and love, another major crossover event that's happening in December, Venom King in Black, made by the awesome Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. I cannot gush over this man anymore, because this is gonna be the actual pivotal freaking moment. Because even though Hulkling, who is supposedly the big bad of the Empire series, right, the Empire crossover event,
Yeah.
you got Null being the actual big bad of the whole damn thing, because Null is the original Black, the original darkness, and he's gonna try to bring hell and everything with it to Earth as Venom. He's going to the Avengers. He's going to everybody saying, "Hey, yeah, Null's back, and he's coming. He's coming for everybody." We thought, the things that Carnage did in Carnage, in Absolute Carnage, that crossover event, we thought that was crazy. No, that's not even close to what Null's gonna bring on a planet, on a galactical scale.
Scale.
Dude, it's gonna. I love it. There was a quote that I put on here that that freaking Donnie said, right? He goes, as far as events books go, this is the coolest, darkest, most heavy metal Cthulhu dark horror thing I've ever been able to do. I still can't believe that Marvel is letting us go as dark and as scary as we're going. I'm like, yo, I read God Country. I'm reading Redneck, and I read your freaking Carnage series, dude. How dark are we going? How dark are we going,
Donnie?
Donnie?
He's gonna push the limits until Disney says he can't.
Dude, he revived a girl. He revived a Venom, a symbiote carrying, Latinx carrying girl, right? That was saving people in her country, and he had freaking Carnage come there, rip out her spine in full view. Her spine is taken out because that's what happens in the Carnage run. You got to rip out the spine. And so I'm like, yo, you going darker than that? I'm like, I'm here. I'm all for it, dude.
Time will tell.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, dude. It's gonna be like a 6-7 issue run, man. And it's gonna go into 2021. I'm like, oh, yes.
We will see. Maybe that is what we need in this. Oh, by the way, I'm adopting. There's a comic book store that sells online called I think it's Elevine Comics or something like that. Elevine or anyways, find them on Instagram.
Elvin Comics.
Elvin Comics. And we've now adopted a new phrase. It's called the Coronaverse. That's what we live in now. So I like that. Yeah. So the Coronaverse, I think we've just kind of like said, F it. Let's go with it. So we'll see what Mr. Cates does. The dude is insane. I think he's about. Oh, has he reached Rob Liefeld level of lost his mind?
God, no. And if he has lost his mind, it's the right lost his mind, right. Dude. Okay, small tangent. I apologize. I don't apologize because it's my chance to kind of rail on Rob Liefeld. He's doing a current. I seen his cover, his variant cover of Snake Eyes, that he's doing in maybe a month or so. Bro,
he still can't draw feet.
He's basically Deadpool but in black clothing. It's basically Deadpool, but in black clothing. And the girl he has behind him, which is supposed to be, I think, what's her name? G.I. like Lady Joe or something like that. I forgot the name. I don't read
Lady Jane.
Lady Jane, right? Behind him, basically looks like Domino, but with no significant face coloring. Bro, put it up, please. Put up Snake Eyes, Rob Liefeld, and look me in the eyes and tell me that's not Deadpool.
Real quick too, as I looked that up, the book I was talking about, Champions. It's Champions Volume 2, issue number 24. It's a good read. Let's see. Okay, Rob
Liefeld, Snake Eyes 1 variant.
Snake Eyes variant. Okay. Let's is it
there's maybe 2 covers he's doing.
Is it Snake Eyes Dead Game?
Maybe, possibly. Let me check it out too, actually.
Let me see. Make sure it's not this one. Let me see. Got to do the share screen. Here we go. Getting technologically advanced here. Is it that one?
Wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's another one. I think he's doing a second issue too. Dude, tell me Look at that and tell me that's not basically Deadpool
with all the pouches and stuff. Yeah, basically.
without like, oh my gosh, dude. I've never once in my life or even remember Snake Eyes using a gun.
No, he's always been swords, I believe.
Gosh, dude. But yeah, there's another one where he did a variant for where like Lady Jane was on the ground behind him. And yeah, not that. It was a different one. You probably won't see it, dude. It's whatever. It's whatever. It's horrible. It is ugly and horrendous, and I'm like, I can't believe they're doing it again. They can't.
Oh, look, he's got a little bit better at his feet.
They can't. Like, dude, that stance he's doing is like in every Rob Liefeld drawing ever.
Yeah,
ever. They can't keep letting him get away with this stuff, man. Oh my god. Whatever. They pay him money because he's a legend. He's an OG of the game.
I don't know how what it comes down to, because when I talk with Fabian, whatever his name is, Asias or whatever, they've got some kind of deal with Marvel because they own the IP of Deadpool.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And so anytime they do a Deadpool book, they owe Rob and Fabian some money. That's why they've been fighting Gwenpool for years.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. He has some kind of like say, or he has some kind of like, oh yeah, he's got like I own the likeness or something like that. But
yeah,
then again, some artists just can't come up with new original stuff.
Well, I'm also thinking probably is that like he hasn't. I mean, other than like what was that one he did like last year or so, like it's something of X-Man, yeah, X-Force Man, whatever it was. I forgot what it was. Like that went like $15-$20 the first like week or so.
All I know is he drew Superman and it was awful. I will never forgive him for that.
He also drew Wonder Woman, same square jaw.
Oh yeah. I do remember that. Bad.
Okay, please let's please stop talking about Rob. I don't.
By the way, I believe it is. If it's not this coming week, it is. I don't think it's this week. I think it's the week after. Is real quick, San Diego Comic-Con at home. It should be really cool. Really, really old school centric Comic-Con. At home panels via Zoom call and stuff like that. They're going to stream them on YouTube, the Comic-Con International YouTube channel, and other platforms, including Marvel, DC, and whatnot. I know that DC and Warner Brothers has their own big event planned for August. There are still things that I think Warner Brothers is still going to have, or DC is going to have some from the comic book side. Going to be at San Diego Comic-Con at home. I'll post some stuff on my social media accounts at Voice of Reason 23 to catch up on that. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I got an email because, for those who don't know, I work for San Diego Comic-Con doing line management, and obviously I'm out of work this year. But let me see, what is the SDC at home dates? I think they are next week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. All you know is that
here we go.
I did read. But actually, let me real quick.
Countdown in 1 week, 3 days. So yeah, it is next. I think it's next week, not this coming week, but the following week is the San Diego Comic-Con at home. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I did know that I read up on it, and that DC and Marvel are somewhat taking a back seat to this one. Granted, like, there's nothing really to show. Production been cut off both ways for like the last 6 months now or so. But I do know that, that's cool. That means, we have Boom Studios, we have Image. They're going to be pushing up forward. They might be doing a little more stuff on the TV side of stuff. And so overall, man, cool. I'm all for it. That's great.
Which, by the
Granted,
way,
that means what?
you're not wrong. DC and Marvel are taking a back seat, but you're talking about the studio side. Marvel
Yeah.
Entertainment is got a full slate of so the comic book side. Oh, Marvel Comics will be at SDC at home, and they've got some cool stuff that they're going to unveil. So yes, you're right. Marvel Studios and DC Film will not be there.
Yeah.
I think Marvel is planning a similar kind of a keynote like they did back in like 2000. I think it was like 2016, where people showed up at a movie theater in LA and they completely unveiled Phase 3 and parts of Phase 4. So, they unveiled all Phase 3. I think it was. So, we'll probably talk more about San Diego Comic-Con at home next week, previewing it and talk about what to expect, and then we'll do a full wrap up in a couple of weeks of what came out of it. But no, dude, it looks badass. I'm looking forward to Empire. I'm looking forward to Champions and all the new stuff. And I agree with you. I think that this is an opportunity for Boom Studios and Image
Dynamite
to grab a little front seat action and get out there. I know that the exclusives are also out there, and again, we'll do a full rundown next week on that. But Funko released their exclusives for San Diego Comic-Con. It's a little lackluster, but that was to be expected. They're going to probably save a lot of stuff for holidays or for Comic-Con 2020, for the Comic-Con 2021 season. Let's see what else.
What we got going on, man? What is in your pull / collection this week, my guy?
Well, I'm going a little old school because I did not get this book, and it was an opportunity to get it for cheap because it was in the discount bin, and only because I think Chick's kind of cleaning the house a little bit. But got this variant. It's a Dustin Weaver variant, I believe. I thought it was really cool. It's incoming #1. It's a one-off book. This was on the heels of Outlawed, which is was another one shot that was essentially ending Champions Volume 3 and setting up Champions Volume 4, which is what JR was just talking about. That's going to be coming out later this year. And it basically, if I'm not mistaken, is made the young superheroes like a Kamala Khan, Miles Morales. My goodness, I can't think of the guy who plays Nova.
I forgot his name.
Isn't it something Ryder? No, I was gonna say Flynn Rider, but that's
no.
that's
different Marvel. That's different Marvel. No, that's different Disney.
Different Disney. They're kind of boom blowing up the team. And I will say this was kind of cool is the Champions were kind of taking a page out of Avengers, is they had different teams too. They had different variations of Champions. Because they kind of took on a philosophy. I think it was the tail end of Champions Volume 2, was almost kind of like what the X-Men did, like embrace your power, embrace your difference, and be a champion. Anyone can be a champion. And then they kind of set it up new teams and stuff like that. So a la like West Coast Avengers, Great Lake Avengers, the main Avengers team, the Secret Avengers, all that kind of stuff. And I really think that the reason they're pushing the youth movement in the comic side is I think we are going to see a young Avengers in the MCU. We're gonna see Miles Morales. I think it's only a matter of time. The seeds have been planted. Technically, Amadeus Cho technically exists in the MCU, but very loosely. He was a bit character in the Incredible Hulk that only comic book
They
readers
like
would
me.
have identified.
Yeah.
But they are doing Miss Marvel. They haven't officially said it yet, but they're going to do Ironheart. Reason being is they've unofficially re-signed Robert Downey Jr. to play Tony Stark again, but he's going to play the AI version.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm stoked about it. That's why I grabbed Incoming, because I think those little one-offs are going to be worth some stuff. Because I think Champions is only a matter of time, or the Young Avengers are going to be. But let me show you my mess here. And
oh man, yeah, I want to check some messes out, dude. You should. I'm not gonna show my room, dude. My room is a horrid.
So I got to do a
piece of work
little
right now.
I got to do a little. Where'd it go? We're gonna do via phone cord here. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little. Yeah. Okay, so what you're gonna see is obviously a little the mirror action of my iPhone. So this is my little getup for anyone who always wonders, like, what does it look like to be recording our podcast? Yes, Chipotle is a big part of anybody's. And yes, I have 3 Yetis on my desk here. Got some comic books over here. So there's my Maria Lovette from last week, some Lola, CIOM. We were trying to figure out who that is. It's not Art German.
Oh no, I did. I found it. I just forgot. One second.
I've got some books there. Books down here. We got the Spider-Man books right here because I was flexing on JR. Got some more books over here. Some old school Avengers. Yes, I got the What If Jane Foster book. We got some Death in the Family over there. Some MCU adaptations. Got a Jeff Loeb Wolverine number 55 book there. And then the big mess. Take a look at this. Yes, I got my laundry over there. Dude, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got another 4 over there, 8. And then actually there's 1 hidden right there. But another 4 over there. So we got there's 12 long boxes. A bunch of short boxes right here. By the way, that box right there, that's Art Germ, and then that whole half right there, all J. Scott Campbell variants. I'm a little bit of a mark. So that is the mess, and eventually it is going to end up in my garage. So don't nobody come in and break into my house.
What was your address again, Kevin? What was your address again?
555-5555.
I know. Also, the variant artist for that, I'm gonna get the last name of it, is Ejicure. No, Ejicure. He's Japanese. Ejicure. That's very Western.
What JR is unable to show you because it's taking up so much space in his room. So I will share via phone cable here. Is a picture he just sent me before we started to go on the air. That, my friend, is a box with 1 statue in it.
Uno, and it is.
What number?
40.
Ooh, look at that, 48. You got a double digit, bro. Flex.
Yeah. It's
Wait, is it 4? Is it 48 or 418? 418. Oh, never mind.
No. I came to the store a little bit late, and so I think the earlier numbers gotta pick the head and visa. But yeah, this is the Batman Who Laughs Prime 1 statue, not the smaller other Batman Who Laughs statues that are coming out soon. This is the Prime 1 edition, and if y'all don't know, Prime 1, they're like the utmost in the game at the moment, dude, the statue game. And so I bought this baby. I paid this off maybe a couple weeks ago.
Now, is this
I
the one?
this about 2 years ago.
This isn't the one that you stole from Mr. Z, is it? We ain't talking about that.
No, that's the other one. Not I'm joking. No, but yeah, dude, put a picture of it. Do a Batman Prime 1, Batman Who Laughs Prime 1, and then show a full picture of it, dude. But yeah, this is the one with Batman Who Laughs. And those who don't know, Batman Who Laughs, man, add the minds of Greg Capullo. Actually, no. Yeah, Greg Capullo. Greg Capullo and, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the artist's name. I'm forgetting the writer's name. Not Jeff Johns.
Batman Who Laughs statue?
Prime 1 statue. Prime, and that's it. And that's it, bro. Like what, 6'1"? I'm like 6'1". Yeah, 6'1", 6'1.5", and with shoes on, and so that's half my size, bro.
That is just some kind. That is just some kind of wrong right there.
A little bit over half my size, man, but it's insane. Yeah, I bought this. I finally took this home a couple days ago from the shop, and it was a pain to get it in my truck, bro. And I didn't want to put it in my. I didn't put it in my cab, or no, in my in the back. I just want to put it in my cab.
Yeah.
And so that was just a pain, bro. It was a pain. But yeah. I
Well,
love it.
that's.
I'll post the pictures when I get it done.
By the way, also at also not JR Comics
also
42.
not JR Comics. Yeah. I still need to do something. Just one quick thing. Also, I know I'm just gonna put this in small segment in for those who are still collecting comics on the rise right now. I'm probably doing a smaller segment now. For those who don't know, Thor coming out right now. Thor 5. This run is also done right now. The current Thor run by Donny Cates, right? Thor 5, introduction of a new character, Black Winter. And it's going crazy right now, dude, on the eBay. It's like selling for like $40, $50. I think the highest one I saw was $60. The one that you really want, though, I have it, but I don't have it with me, is the 1 for 25 variant, which I got for like under what people are paying now. It's like over $200 now. And so, yeah, Thor 5, guys. Thor, anything Donny Cates right now, specifically leading up to King in Black, get. Anything that's no related, get. Like, it's crazy prices right now, but whatever it is, dude, kind of gauge it and get it right now. See that those sons of see it and just wait. Just sit on it for a little bit, dude, because it's gonna be crazy.
I found another flex, bro.
Go ahead, bro.
From the creator of The Dark Knight Returns. And pretty much the end artist of Spider-Man comes Daredevil, the Man Without Fear. Number one from Frank Miller and John Romita Jr. Freaking this right here. Going back, I just happen to see this over here in my organization. Mm-hmm. Again, going back to the Netflix shows, if you have not seen Daredevil on Netflix, a lot of season one is based on The Man Without Fear, the Frank Miller run. Season 2, kind of. Season 3 is more based on the run that they did I think it's called Lost Faith or whatnot, where he just does that. He loses his faith. He loses his desire to be Daredevil. But I just had to show you that again. Just absolutely beautiful cover. It is a John Romita Jr. cover. It is written by Frank Miller. The interior work is cover is also done by Al Williamson. But again, just a beautiful, beautiful book. Good story. Highly recommend. The Man Without Fear. While JR's gone to some flexing, not one of the better copies of it, but this is a Jim Starlin book. And that is
always good to have a classic.
This is Batman number 428.
Ooh. Oh yeah, definitely.
And then I have the book 404. This is Batman number 429.
Oh, nice.
I do have these. Were again, shout out to Empty Tombs Comics. Hooked a brother up with those two when I bought something from him, like, I don't know, 6-8 months ago or something like that. And he's just like, hey, do you have Death in the Family? I said, yeah, I have the whole run. And he goes, oh, so you probably weren't interested in these books. And he showed me, and I'm like, how much? And he gave me the price, and I was like, ad please. I'm not gonna say the homeboy hookup he gave me, but Empty Tombs, you the man. He hooked a brother up, and so
all right.
What you got, Flex Boy?
No, the second Robin, man. He's my favorite Robin, man. Jason Todd's my favorite one, dude. But yeah, okay. You want to see some flexes?
All right.
First appearances? It's a second print, but then it's the first appearance.
Ooh, that is hot right now. Damn.
Miles, man.
Miles is hot right now.
Yeah, granted, like I could have paid for the first print one, and that's normally the one you want to get. But there's something about the second print where it just shows him.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and that is going to go down. That is going to go on down as a very iconic cover.
Oh yeah.
Okay, since we're going flexing, I'm gonna bring out, since we got UFC 251 going on right now, Fight Island.
Oh, that's right. Fight Island
is today, dude. If it hasn't already happened.
No, man. I'm pretty like where did they find the island? Like they didn't say where exactly, right?
They followed the money to Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi?
Dude, they're in the Middle East.
Because that's right. Because they like it was
coronavirus doesn't go to the Middle East.
Still other people in Iran.
Didn't say it. No, dude. Dana White really hooked it up. Just a side note. They cordoned off a whole area, and
who's fighting?
Yeah, dude, Fight Island is legit. Why can I not?
Big They got George Masvidal and Usman fighting. What? That's crazy. That's right.
I'm trying to freaking bust out my Brock Lesnar level knockout blow for flexing. I had it earlier.
Bro.
So part of me thinks that JR freaking came over here, ghosted me, and and stole my book, but I found it.
All right, I didn't.
JR had no idea that I had this book, and he actually didn't believe me until I busted it out.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're gonna do.
I know what I'm gonna do too. If I can find. All right. Since we're in the conversation of talking about the Punisher, Amazing Spider-Man number 129, first appearance of Frank Castle. Right there, boom, beautiful book. Got that in a collection a couple of years ago, and then we got Amazing Spider-Man number. Oh, I just dropped it. That just happened on live TV. Bro, I just dropped it.
You dropped it?
I dropped 300.
You idiot. That is a sin that is worthy of death right there.
Oh, bro. No, we're good. Bro. We're good. That's bag. Shout out to JaVale, because I know he personally, right there's a stamp of approval. JaVale personally bagged aboard. I straight up freaking dropped it. And
that's I cannot wait to watch that back in the
I think I've dropped 2 F-bombs on this episode, and one of them was that one just there.
Cool.
All right. Well, dude, I got freaking it's a cool cover.
I love this one, dude. This one come out. It's big. And then this is actually really not really well known cover. Avengers is 1 for 25, no 1 for 50 variant. Yeah, it's like $150 out right now. 100, like actually more than that. I think I got this for like less than that.
Nice.
And then I just got puts out again. Negan Lives, gold. Wait.
I know it's coming.
And another one. I'm still using CBC now, but yeah. Cool. Thanks, guys. I think we just hit over our time limit, though.
No, you know what? Actually, we're doing pretty good because we were on a 30-minute call before we hit record. So we're doing pretty good.
Okay, good. That's good. Dude, but yeah. I can't believe you dropped Spidey ASM300, though. My guy.
Serves me right, considering at first I didn't know why it was a key issue.
Oh, my guy. No, I'm not letting you live that down for as long as we will know each other, my dude.
No. I don't blame you. I don't blame you whatsoever.
Dude, I'm gonna try to edit like the wah wah wah.
Yeah, there might be two versions of this this show coming out this week.
Yeah,
But oh, dude, I found some freaking.
probably put some fire in your stuff, man. I know that you.
No, I just realized I got some stuff from San Diego Comic-Con last year that I haven't put away yet.
Dude, I love those. I love those moments, man, when you just start finding stuff that you know you got.
Oh yeah,
where did I get that?
Freaking some Harley Quinn. This is
Oh yeah.
goddamn, I can't
Yeah,
think of his
that's
name.
yeah, but he's
He's
a student.
Yeah,
He's Derek Chu.
Derek Chu.
Yeah.
And
The one that you want to get though is the one before that though. Go ahead. Okay, sorry, continue.
That one?
Yeah, that's the one. No. Was that?
Yeah. This is Harley. No, this was the. There. No, you're right. There. I think there is a third one. But it's. I think I have it put away. But this is Harley 58.
Yeah.
And this is Harley 59. And
this one is 57. That's the one you want to.
Yeah.
That's the one that's actually going crazy right now. Let me check real quick.
And then I got this one. This was again from last year at Comic-Con. Foil cover.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Got this one. I thought this was a cool cover. Of, I think that's Raven.
Yeah. No. That's Raven. That's what's her name's sister? No. Blackfire.
Oh yeah.
That's Blackfire.
But got a couple signatures on it. And then this one. Just finding some old freaking San Diego Comic-Con finds from last year.
Just in the wind.
Oh my goodness. And by the way, shout out new Batwoman coming out on the CW.
Right.
I you know what, I didn't realize until I got this issue really how good of a job they did casting Ruby Rose. I'm really sad that things didn't work out. But maybe it wasn't the healthiest relationship for her and DC and stuff like that. But no, they have a new.
Granted that there's like people that wanted Batwoman to be more gay. I'm like, really?
I honestly thought it was pretty obvious that she was.
No, but no, people wanted her to be more gay. Like they wanted a legitimate gay character, a lesbian character draft. Like they wanted a legitimate lesbian character, and what like it was like 2018, 2019 anyway. And so like it was during the pitable of like, having people, you want representation in the proper forms. I'm like, yo, if you got Ruby Rose, who's one, a great actress, period. Two, super gender fluid in every regard.
Yeah.
And three, just like is willing to do the work and willing to see the back history and story of everything. Cool. Granted, like I don't know the full details of why she left. I could speculate a lot, but all things good. All things being said, man, I'm open to the new Batwoman.
And cool. It is going to be a brand new character. So people thinking that it's going to be them rebooting Kate Kane. It's not.
Okay, Kane. No.
It's going to be a brand new character, and I'm trying to find the information. I had it here. The picture of her.
They better not bitch. That's all I'm gonna say. They better not.
I think she looks cool.
They got a prominent. Yeah, they got a prominent black actress.
Yeah.
I do not bitch. Don't say anything.
And I didn't. Javisha.
Yeah.
Javisha Leslie will be taking up the cowl. It is said that she will be playing a new version of the Batwoman character. Know her from. I'm trying to think of what the most recent stuff that she's been in. Kind of a fly under the radar kind of actress, but
which is good.
I agree with you because I think that I like when they think outside the box. I mean, look at
who. Go ahead.
Like I'll use for example is like look at the entire CW universe. The Arrowverse, they're all new. They're all characters that were actors that we didn't know. They've become well-known actors. The Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. was the only quote name. Chris Evans had been around, but he was not a household name. Chris Hemsworth had been around. He wasn't a household name.
I'm sorry. Like when I think Chris Evans pre Marvel, I just think of freaking not another teen movie and him with a freaking banana. But I'm sorry. I love Chris Evans. All right, Chris Evans is my man crush forever.
Okay, but he was Johnny Storm. Yes, I will give you that.
He was Johnny Storm.
It was Johnny Storm.
Pre-Marvel anything. I just remember him being like
not another teen movie
kid from freaking not another teen movie with freaking whipped cream on his chest, walking away clenching a banana, dude. The greatest. This is Captain America, my friends. This is Captain America.
And on top of that, the dude's turned around. He's doing some serious roles. He's got a show on Apple TV Plus, which is really outside of his wheelhouse. But I'm telling you, Chris, bro, I know you're a Patriots fan. We're never going to get along because I'm a Raider fan, and it was a fumble. But, bro, come back. I think it should be the ultimate crossover event. You should come back and play Johnny Storm. I think it'd be freaking awesome. Dude, talk about, I mean, they should do it. If they do Secret, we'll end on this. If they do Secret Wars, they have to have him come back and play Johnny Storm. And then have people go like, wait, Cap?
No, it would be awesome to have that Johnny Storm and just for the hell of it, freaking put in Michael B. Jordan Johnny Storm and then Killmonger too. That's it. That's it.
Oh my gosh, dude. You have freaking T'Challa.
Yeah.
You have Bucky. And you have freaking Falcon roll up after freaking universes are crossed over, and you see Michael B. Jordan's Johnny Storm, Chris Evans' Johnny Storm roll up, and you just have those two going like looking at each other like what the F, and then have T'Challa, freaking Bucky, and go like Cap, and then Killmonger. It's like, whoa, mind blow. Now, this will go along the lines of, though, they had a scene similar to that written as a post-credit scene for Spider-Man Far From Home, where Spider-Man was going to be the last frame, and it was going to be Tom Holland swinging around, comes, a long day of being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He ends up on a rooftop, and all you hear is, hey, get your own rooftop. And you see Tom Holland turn around, and it's Tobey Maguire. And he goes, who are you? And he goes, I'm Peter Parker. And he goes, no, I'm Peter Parker. And then you hear a third voice go saying, no, I'm Peter Parker. And it's Andrew Garfield. Now, they had that scene pitched, and it was shot down because they were not ready to address the multiverse yet. But Sony very much wanted Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and all the three of them on the same roof at the same time. There is talk that could happen in the Into the Spider-Verse sequel. That Tobey Maguire might come in and voice a version of Peter Parker, but I still think we have got to have a live action interaction between Tom, Toby, and Andrew. I think it'd be awesome. But all right,
which is weird to me. Small tangent. Actually, which is weird to me because like Tobey Maguire technically his Spider-Man died within in the Edge of Spider-Verse, so that was weird. But whatever.
But I don't know. I thought it would be a fun scene. But a lot of scenes like that were kiboshed. Like the Russos, I think it was the writer, one of the writers or someone wanted to do the oh my gosh, I can't think of his name now. The detective, the great, oh my gosh, it's the character that Robert Downey Jr. and Benedict Cumberbatch play. Sherlock Holmes. They had written into the scene the interaction between Robert Downey Jr. and Cumberbatch when Iron Man and Doctor Strange have their first meetup. They were gonna say something, and Robert Downey Jr. was gonna say, "Well, no shit, Sherlock," but they said it was too cheesy and too campy, and they left it out. I digress. Well, it has been a fun episode that just wouldn't end, but it would not be. It would not be
like usual.
A PS Comics I Love You without it just running longer than expected. Give us your comments below, please. Let us know what you think about. We do have, like I said, an Image Comics episode coming up. I think probably, I know what I think would be fun. In honor of there being no San Diego Comic-Con this year, but with them doing the at-home, I think we should dedicate the next 2 weeks to our con experiences.
Okay. Yeah,
so if you guys, the fans listening, if you guys see this, add your con experiences to the comments below. Let us know the good, the bad, the ugly, what went right, what went wrong with your favorite con experiences. It doesn't matter how big, how small, it doesn't matter. Let us know in the comments below. We'll put that out on the Twitter or out there in Twitter and Facebook and social media. Give us your con experiences, and you and I will give us our con experiences, and we'll kind of do a little throwback to a few weeks ago where we talked about collecting, and we'll give some tips for the room on what to look for at a con, and not how to get not how to get conned at a con. But I think what we should do I think that should be kind of a fun couple weeks is dedicated to the hardworking people that run conventions and some of our fun comic conventions. I've got 2015. My memories have been coming back because it would have been 5 years ago this week, my very first comic convention ever, and it was San Diego 2015. So
hell of a first step.
Dude,
hey guys, thank you very much.
Tell the stories next week.
Thank you very much, guys, for just tuning in, guys, and let this be known that this is the episode where Kevin Bello dropped an ASM300. Okay, thank you very much, guys. See you guys next week. Later.
See you next week.